And at 6 years old, he started conceiving of the idea of stopping the aging process. That's when his dad started. By 12, he was fully committed to research and develop something to address that. 1994, he discovers the telomerase gene, how to activate it. 2009, Peter introduces Bill to John, science meets wellness, and they collaborate. 2011, the first product piece to market. So we're right here. So there's three sides to this. First is you now know more about aging than 99% of the world, literally. Knowledge is power. It can help change you in an instant and help you to better your life because of that knowledge, and somebody else's because you know it. And I don't know the people that you know, so you get to be in control of that. There's a Chinese proverb that says when you find something of value, you have a moral obligation to share that with other people. But I think most people in general just want to do that. There may be some skepticism. I don't know really how there could be skepticism after watching this, but I know that there always is. I have no agenda, you guys. So I want to talk about this product and getting it in the marketplace. The company back in 2002, before this was even being thought of, decided they're going to do it through home base. Bill, or the other two people that were on the stage was Jim and Kathy Coover. They did the infrastructure of the business side. And they said, John, with products this scientific, because he always formulates his products like he does this. And he says, with that kind of science, you need people to teach. And the cashier just isn't going to have the time to do that. So you need to do it through home base. So they did that in 2002. And they did $100 million in 2 years and 9 months in sales. It took Nike over 5 years to do that. So we know that word of mouth is the most powerful form of advertising when you have something that works. So 2009, 2011, this falls into our hands. Bill Andrews always expected to do this through drug reps and doctors. But it didn't go that way. It fell into a mechanic's hand. And whatever occupation you guys are in that are sharing it, that's a pretty amazing thing in itself if you think about it. So it's a lot of power put into the people's hands. So with that, this product is no greater than its ability to get into the marketplace, for people to know about it. Every one of you got here because of word of mouth. And that's pretty powerful, because I'm sure there's some commercials that you've watched that you didn't act on. So you want to thank the person for getting you here, because either you need, well, everybody needs it, but maybe you don't think you do, but somebody you know may. And now you're the catalyst, you're that link between me and you and them. So with getting it into the marketplace, Harvard says, well, first of all, an entrepreneur. Does anybody know the definition of an entrepreneur? You guys know, but let me give you mine. Well, it's not mine, but it's somebody who solves another person's problems for a profit. Okay. Has Walmart solved people's problems? Has Costco? He's shaking his head, no. So we won't go on that soapbox either. We don't have time. Okay, hold on to the questions for a minute, till the end. So this concept has come to market, and it has the power to solve some people's problems. Who wants to know about it the most? Who has the most problems? Those with the shortest telomeres. And we know that the baby boomers are turning 67 at the rate of every 8 seconds for the next 15 years. And there's a lot of them. And they control over 65% of the economy. And I'll let you decide where a 67-year-old's telomeres are. But I know that Jacqueline Kennedy said I would give all my millions to get my health back from the hospital bed. Well, how many millions are they planning on spending trying to keep their health? Try billions. Try 600 billion by next year. Because your health is your #1 asset. Paul Zane-Pilzer, a Nobel Prize winning economist, called it years ago. He said it will be the next $1 trillion industry because of those guys. Now everybody's telomeres are getting short, but these guys, they're the most desperate. So when are you in the right place at the right time with the right concept? First 5%, according to Harvard. That's where you go from, well, Paul Zane-Pilzer said poor to middle class to millionaire very quickly. Because you get swept up by the next big concept. If you're involved in taking it in the marketplace, like those that were surrounded around Bill Gates or Steve Jobs, they're billionaires now. because they were in the right place at the right time. First 5%. Before 5% of the marketplace is utilizing it. Now it's still an incredible opportunity after that, but that's the prime one. Everybody always knows you're in the right place at the right time. We're not even in the first 1% with product B. Now, I've been doing this presentation for 2.5 years. The company is now into what we call critical mass, but the company's small enough that there's still time. But that window is shortening very, very, very quickly because of what our latest statistics are in the company. I'll show you a graph here. But this part right here, you guys, you don't have to participate in that with this company. You just want to take the product, nobody's going to bug you. The company's not going to try to twist your arm to do it. But that's what we're taking into the marketplace with that product, youthful aging. Here's the growth of the company since 2002. Up to 2011, there's only 3 other companies that have ever had that kind of growth in home-based business. I'm talking Mary Kay, Amway, all of them. There's only 3 other companies that have ever had that kind of growth. We're the 4th. We're number 1 in one category out of all 4, out of all the other 3. More people use our products than doing the business because they work. In fact, it's about 83% just keep ordering products without making any kind of money from it. So there's the growth. When did product B come out? 2011. Do you see something happening here? When did 3rd generation product B come out? 2012. Now, I was with the company in 2005, and they have, I think, as far as nutritional products go, they're unparalleled. They changed my life in 3 days, that quick, and that happens quite often. So I've been sharing those products up to 2011. Then when this came out, I said, this is the most powerful thing to ever hit the market. By a long shot, nothing even comes close, because we're going right to supporting telomeres. And so I said, I'm going to make it easy for people to get on that pathway to health. So I'm going to stop talking about all the other products. I'm going to introduce them to the company and this. So I started exclusively sharing just this product right here. Nothing else. And for some reason, I was the only person in the company that did that. I was making about $12,000 a month right there. And in 2 years, it went over $80,000 a month. Why? I was still doing presentations on health, just like I always had. But I changed the vehicle. It's easier, it's less expensive, and the results are out of this world. So what is it that's causing the growth of this?
Results.
The results. The results are what's driving it. You got to educate people, help them understand what it is, and then let them put it in their mouth. So the DSA says when a company hits $500 million in a year, and that's the Direct Sellers Association, we're a member of them, it's very difficult. They scrutinize the company for a whole year in everything, and then they decide if they'll let you be a member or not, if everything is ethical and integritous. There's only about 24 companies that have hit over $100 million in a year. So we're going to hit $500 million in this fiscal year by April. They say when you do that, you double in a year to a year and a half. So we'll go from a $500 million company, which has taken us 14 years to get there, and double that in the next year and a half to 2 years to $1 billion a year. And the company's infrastructure is already ready for that. Well, what's happening with the company? Well, last time I was here, maybe the time before, I was saying they had a 1,200 enrollment day, 1,200 people enrolled in one day. Well, this week it was 1,800 people enrolled in one day. So that critical mass is happening, that window is getting smaller and smaller. Now that doesn't matter to you if you don't want to take advantage of capitalizing from taking this into the marketplace. But if you're entrepreneurial and you're trying to change your environment financially, like I was, I had a paper out every morning. Anybody ever have a newspaper out? 200 newspapers every morning at 4:30. There's no days off, not even New Year's or Christmas or Thanksgiving. Don't get a paper out. Find something else. Trust me, it's been 4 years. So then I would go fix cars, and then I would fix cars at home. And 15 years into being a mechanic, I was still struggling. So this changed all that. It's changed the environment for me and my family, and there's a lot of blessings that have come into my life and in other people's lives because of that.